Hey, my tea babies, I am back with some more tea. LeeLee then came out and made a video about the whole situation with Gramz. So we're going to get into it and we're going to actually eat some popcorn and sip some tea and all that good stuff. But before we do that, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and share this video, you guys. And let's talk about it down in the comment section. Okay, you guys, let's get into this video.
I gotta clear two things up that I forgot to mention in this video, you guys. One being this picture right here. Y'all, when my ex posted this picture, I was not talking about me being at the house, okay? We was on the phone. I was waiting on my friend to go to a birthday dinner, and I was like, let me call you back, and I need to see if she left. She was like, well, my picture, I ended up texting her and being like, girl, she ain't even left either. Meaning my friend hadn't left the house either. And I was rushing for no reason. So that was that. Two, my kids. My kids have not seen Hannah in 2 years, y'all. 2 years. Bryce actually has her picture saved as his lock screen on his iPad. Their bond is their bond. And I was willingly in allowing that bond to happen if they spoke to each other like via message or whatever, but they really didn't talk. And whenever my ex was on the phone with me or FaceTime or anything, they never knew I was in contact with her until I told them. So that was that message then. However, in 2016, my ex did something similar than what she did in 2014. And in 2014, I kind of blamed myself because, like I said, when we first met in 2012, I was going through my own cycle of bullshit, and I was making a lot of mistakes. And that's how my son even got here. I'm not saying that my son was a mistake, but I was going back and forth between my baby daddy and her. And when me and her was on a break, I was with my baby daddy, and that's how I ended up with my baby. My ex cheated on me. And she left me, and she's been in a relationship she was in a relationship with the person that she left me with for the last 2 years, and now they broke up. And so that brings us to this story of how me and my ex reunited or started back talking, and it's going to answer y'all questions. So sorry about the little rundown. Y'all know I had to do it. So, okay, let's get down to it. December of 2022, Christmas, I got a missed call, which was this missed call right here. And I sent it to my cousin, and I was like, girl, I got a missed call. I already know who it is because only one person called me from a blocked number. So I'm in my mind like, oh my gosh, I knew this person was missing me. I knew all these feelings I've been feeling is crazy. And I don't know if y'all have ever been like energetically connected to a person or spiritually connected to a person, but you can feel everything. You know everything. And it's just like, it's a real crazy feeling. Like it's like it takes over your mind, it takes over your body, it takes over your day. And there was not a day in the last 2 years that I feel like that I was just absolutely okay. Over the last 2 years, y'all have been on this journey of healing with me. Y'all done saw me on trips. Y'all done saw me trying to drink it away. Y'all done saw me trying to party away. Y'all done saw me trying to sex it away, which y'all didn't really get none of that because I ended up getting in my situation that I had going on at that time. And that took me down a whole nother path, right? But all of this was to try to get through this healing. I'm growing and I'm learning. So when I saw that call in December, I'm like, oh Lord, here it go. She finna try to do some shit like she did last year. If y'all go watch the videos, last year in January was the last time before that I talked to my ex. We went a whole year without talking. So that December, I'm like, oh, I know she ain't finna try to run back what had started in January of the year prior, right? Of the year before this, 2022. Damn. So, girl, I sent it to my cousin, and I'm like, you see this? Like, and she like, So by then, my ex had called the second time. When she called the second time, I answered. I'm like, hello. And she was like, I love you. And she hung up the phone. Y'all, do you not know what just a simple I love you can do to a person who has been wondering, who has been trying to heal, who has been like, I got all these unanswered questions in my mind because one, I want to know why you've been doing what you've been doing, why you was treating me the way you was been treating me. I know your stupid ass love me, but you done embarrassed me on this internet, and I want to know why. And I want to know, do you understand what you did? Do you understand how that made me feel? Do you get it? Do you get the principle to it all? Like, these are all the questions that I had in my head, which is going to lead me to what happened in March. So after that December, I did not talk to my ex. The calls were just the calls, and that was just that. So, woo, honey, we get into the nitty gritty. Now we are in March of this year. I get a phone call while I was in the shower, which is this phone call right here. And I noticed that it said my ex's sister name. And so I'm like, I wonder if something wrong. Like, is this okay? Like, this is this. So I just answer the phone. I'm in the bathroom. I'm in the shower at the time. I answer the phone. I'm like, hello. And she was like, I need to talk to you. Or like, hey. That's how we usually start talking to each other. Like, hey. And usually the hey, like, will put like a smile on my fucking face. But I was like, hey. You know, so I'm like, okay, yeah, what's up? She was like, I need to talk to you because some shit just been really weighing heavily on my heart, on my chest. And I feel like God is telling me that I need to get that off my chest. Like, I need to come back and I need to do what I need to do. And she was like, may I talk to you? And I said, yeah. As y'all can see, the conversation lasted 3 hours, okay? So we on the phone. She basically telling me everything that I ever wanted to hear her say. All those questions that I had, that I was asking, that y'all just heard me ask. Like, she was like laying it out. Basically going into detail, telling me how, you know, her life had been miserable, how things had just been happening to her, how her money had been fucked up, how, you know, she found herself being in that relationship over there and not wanting to do the nice things for the girl that she was dating because she was like, well, I could have been doing all this for the person that I actually love. Like, I should have been doing this for the person that actually loved me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was laying it out and I was eating it up. I ain't gonna lie. I was eating it up because, like, oh my gosh, you finally getting it, right? You finally seeing it. I mean, the accountability was there. The truth was there. It was flowing out. It didn't sound manipulative. It didn't sound like a lie. It felt genuine, you know? And so while we on the phone, B call in on the line because B is highly intuitive, y'all. I always tell her, I be like, God, this motherfucker is intuitive. So I told her, I was like, oh my gosh, hold on. I was like, be calling me. I was like, hold on, I'm finna answer. But when I answered the first time, I lied. I clicked over to B and I was like, hello. And she was like, what you doing? This, and this. And I know she could feel it in her heart. And my heart was just trembling because I'm like, oh my gosh, I do not want to do what somebody did to me. And what somebody did to me, what my ex did to me when I was in that situation, when I knew what I was feeling was true, she downplayed my feelings. And I did it anyway. Y'all, I lied. I was like, I'm on the phone with my daddy. Like, I'm going to call you right back. I'm on the phone with my daddy. She was like, you ain't on the phone with your daddy. I know you lied, this and this. And I'm sitting here like, well, one, I'm not in no relationship, but that don't matter because I know that this girl got feelings and I got feelings for her too. You know, so I wanted to be honest. So I felt like shitty as hell, but that didn't stop me from still having the conversation. Click back over. I'm getting more details. I'm getting down to the nitty gritty. And so, I mean, I'm telling this person like, look, it's hard for me to really accept your apology. Like she said, she felt like God was telling her that she had to come and apologize to me and make things right with me because if she didn't, her life wasn't going to get back on track. She felt like because she did wrong by me and that because she handled that situation wrong, that's why she was going through the things that she's been going through. And it is what it is, you know? But I told her, I was like, I'm going to just have to be honest with you, Hannah. how are you coming back to apologize to me while you're still involved with the bitch you cheated on me with? You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like that's crazy. And everybody here knows that story. We all know how that got started and how that happened. It's videos all over YouTube, so y'all can go reference it. And I actually had somebody from my team reach out to Avery and ask her if she wanted to be a part of this podcast, because somebody on my team had ran across a video of her saying that she would be willing to sit and talk to me. So I looked at it like, okay, this would be a great opportunity for both parties. We can get what we want to say out. It would be big. And, you know, we both women at the end of the day. And I feel like sometimes we wanted to be heard. We wanted to be heard. You know, I was going to give her an opportunity to be heard. But, and I quote, her words were, I don't want to do this on a platform where it's paid for views. And she declined. I had my team reach out to her. She declined, and that's what it is. Do I feel like that was her talking out of pride? Yes. I feel like y'all been on this YouTube saying whatever you wanted to say for the past 2 years, getting paid for the views. So why not come to a platform where we be women and we talk together and we get paid for the views? I do things that make sense. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, but I just wanted to let that be known. So moving forward, my exes, we on the phone. I'm still in the bathroom. She going on and on about just how she's sorry, this and this. So I tell her, like, I can't accept this apology. I don't know if it's genuine. It feels genuine, but it's not given genuine because you're still in a relationship with the person you cheated on me with. So you really can't come really apologize to me until you're out of that situation. Like, it don't feel real to me. And I made that clear. And she was like, I don't care how long, what I got to do to get you to understand how sorry I am and how I feel, or what I got to go through, I'm going to do it. Like, she was expressing this. And so I'm like, okay. So boom. We get off the phone. I was on the phone with my cousin for a while, and then we got back on the phone. So me and my ex got back on the phone, and at this point, we on the phone for like hours more. So B them been calling, she calling in, and that would be the situation that my ex was talking about on her video. B busting through the door, coming in here, I'm on the phone, them two exchanging or having their conversation on FaceTime. My ex trying to talk to her, and she's trying to like let her know, like, hey, I'm not here to uproar this and this, or however it may be. We'll talk about that situation with Brittany on a future podcast. So make sure y'all tend to that, okay? Tune into that. So, boom, the next day from that incident, I wasn't feeling nobody. I wasn't feeling B. I wasn't feeling Hannah. I wasn't feeling anyone. And I was just like, God, this can't be my life. If you want to be totally honest, like, this can't be my life. Like, I done waited to hear all this stuff for this long from this girl. I don't understand really why I still have this much love for this person. I don't understand this cycle that I'm in. I just want to be healed. I thought I was free. I thought I was in the clear. I'm trying to move forward. I want to be happy. And yes, I'm having issues over here because that's why I'm not in like a serious relationship. But I just felt like deep in my core that God just wanted me to be to myself, but I had already got attached to the person that I was dating, so I didn't want them to go nowhere. And I think, like I said, we'll discuss that. Just being selfish, honestly. Being selfish, being stupid, and just not knowing how to handle things properly. So, okay, the next day, my ex texted me, and she was like, you could at least let me know that you was good, that you was okay. And I was kind of dry texting her. And I'm like, look, honestly, I'm just not feeling none of this. Like, I'm just confused. I'm upset. Like, this is a lot. So she called me again, and I thought I had the clip. I'm going to try to find it. It might be on another memory card. If I don't, oh well. But I thought I had the clip because I was in the car. And at this point, y'all, I'm literally like boohoo crying, which don't ever do that. And just know, when it comes to exes, for anybody watching this video and you going through a situation like I was going through, just know they always come back. They always come back. They always apologize. But it's you have to make sure that they have evolved. Okay? We just gonna say that. Just make sure that they have evolved. So boom. We on the phone. I'm in the car and I'm just telling her, like, I understand this, but this is a lot. Like, you can't just be coming to disrupt things that I have going on over here just because you'd have had some type of revolution about the things that you did that's messed up. I appreciate you wanting to apologize. I appreciate you wanting to come clear, but really, you can't apologize to me behind the scenes. Apologize to me publicly like you embarrassed me publicly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just had to make all that be clear. And so, boom, at the end of that day, I thought about it and everything. I ended up sending her a text message, and I thought I had a screenshot of that text message, but it was in the old thread that I had in my phone, and I deleted that thread. So I only got this new thread with all of these messages right here. Like, when I go on my phone, these are the messages. So any messages that anybody has, I have all the messages too. And then I even got the messages from the fake page that I'm about to talk about. So we're going to try to make a long story short, but I like long stories. So y'all still got y'all snacks. Y'all still got y'all tea. We still sipping. We good. It's a check-in. Okay, so the next day, that later that night, I sent her a long text message, and it was basically saying, like, I appreciate you for reaching out to me. I appreciate you going within and doing what God asked you to do and apologizing to me. And although I love that, I can't continue to talk to you. I can't continue to speak to you, especially not while you're in the situation that you're in. And I told her, I feel like God is calling us to really grow, to really evolve. And, if it was meant to be, it would be. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to say my goodbyes. That was it. That was the message. That was at the beginning of April. So like the April the 1st or something like that. Because like when she called, it was the end of March. So yeah, a few weeks went by, y'all. I didn't hear from her. Everything going good. And it was like right when I got my hair cut, I get an unknown caller call. And I'm like, oh, Lord. So from the unknown caller call, it was my ex. And I'm like, what, girl? She like, come outside. Come outside. She like, come outside. Come outside. She was like, I'm at your, basically the place that I stay. I was like, no, she not. So I go outside. She like, walk to the playground. I walk to the playground. Meet her at the playground, and we sitting there talking. Y'all, I was like flabbergasted that this girl found where I stay. And honestly, the little toxic part in me was like, yeah, you better get up and go about me. You better find me. You know what I'm saying? It was the little toxic part tingling inside of me like, oh, shit. She done found me. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this that shit that you be talking about. It just wasn't giving what it's giving right now. It was giving like, okay, maybe you're trying to put a little action in. You know what I'm saying? This person really understand that they fucked up. I don't know. My mind was all over the goddamn place. But y'all feeling me? Okay. So I go to the playground. Bitch. Tell me why. She drove all the way from Atlanta here because I had blocked her. And I sent her that message. I said, so you found me because I sent you that message and I told you I'm done with you. It is what it is. We moving forward with our life. She was like, yeah, because why you block me? Like, why you block me? Like, this, and this. Like, bitch, I'm done. I blocked you. As we sitting there talking at the playground, guess who calling my phone? B. be calling my phone because her little highly intuitive ass, because it's like anytime this motherfucker got near me, she could sense it. And I told y'all, B is like, she's really in tune. She's really in tune. And I like it. I'm just like, oh shit, here you go again. I don't want nobody to feel crazy in the way that your ass made me feel crazy. So I answer the phone. I didn't even say that part. I'm sorry. I skipped past it. When I was in the bathroom and I was on the phone with my ex, Brittany ended up calling back again. When I lied and said I was on the phone with my daddy, she ended up calling back again. And I ended up saying like, hey, I am on the phone with her. We are talking and I'm going to call you back when we get done. That's how we didn't end up getting on the phone to that night. And then she ended up coming to the house. So boom, now we outside, we at the playground and, Brittany calls, I pick up. I'm like, hello. She was like, you with your ex? How do you know this? How do you know this? So I'm like, I'm like in shock. Can y'all imagine that? Like picture yourself talking to your ex and your little new boo calling you and she know it and you trying to figure out how. Like picture it. Just set the scene up in your mind. So I'm sitting here like, yes, but I'm going to call you and I'm going to let you know what's going on and we're going to talk about it. Of course, Brittany is 26 years old, so she a little hot head, and it's like, oh my gosh. And then on top of that, she already know what this motherfucker is trying to do, so she trying to prevent all of that. So just imagine being in her shoes. I put myself in her shoes, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So we'll talk about it. But I'm talking to my ex and I'm like, you still causing shit. You still doing shit. So boom, she leave because she came up here talking about we finna discuss the car loan because y'all know the car situation and all of that. And that was just an excuse. She was like, I just used that email as an excuse to talk to you, this, and this. So boom. I think after that, it kind of made me a little interested or intrigued. And I still didn't talk to her after that. But she ended up hitting me up off of this fake page right here. And when she hit me up after the fake page, I'm like, I'm sick of you. Because she told me to listen to the song and how we used to communicate is through music. And so listen to it. And I think that did it. That got it. Now it's just like, oh, shit. I think I'm finna get wrapped up in this cycle again. And I really didn't want to. I had everything in me telling me not to. But I did not listen. And I fucked up. Like, I didn't listen. And I wanted to believe so bad. I wanted to trust so bad that this person really was learning and really growing. And I just was like, in my mind, we're going to start off as friends. We're going to ride this thing out. And I kind of tried to convince myself that I wasn't doing anything wrong because I'm not in a relationship, knowing that me and the person that I'm dealing with do got feelings for each other. But I feel like because I'm keeping it real, it's still not bad. And I think I put it in my mind because I'm going through things over here, I'm going through things over there. I'm just like, well, may the best man win. That's literally how I started to look at it. And now that I think about it, it's just like, it wasn't the right thing. And I could have handled that situation better 100 times over. And I just had to learn from it. I won't do that again. And so that started the whole saga of me and my ex communicating. And baby, when I say communicating, look at these messages. We communicating. We going in. It's I love yous. It's want to be back. It's not gonna be back, but just be friends, but still, I don't know, understand why we got this connection. It's just, it was a whole lot, right? And so that brings us to when it's getting closer to May or June. I can't really remember the timelines, but the messages got them on here. And my ex was expressing how, you know, she was going to be coming down here. She was going to be here for a week. And I'm like, you still got what you got going on over there. basically both of us was sneaking and talking to each other. You know what I'm saying? And I have to be honest, like, because that's what this is about. It's about being truthful. I have to be honest because in my mind, I was like, this is crazy how spirit will play things out, like how the universe does things. Me and my ex had a cycle in our relationship, and in that cycle, we broke up in March, right? We would start going through things in March. We didn't break up until April. So, but in March is when she started to cheat on me. When March is when she started to talk to her now ex. And so boom, in March, she started back talking to me. Now she's creeping with me on the ex that she cheated on me with. Do y'all get it? Is it making sense? I don't know. But it was like interesting and crazy. And so it's like, okay, I'm seeing the cycle go full circle, if that makes sense. Like, this motherfucker left me for you, went to you, not happy with you, now doubling back to me and finna creep with me while she with you. And it was just a whole bunch, right? But I let it happen. Still didn't stop it. And I feel like that's just a part of my cycle, and it was a part of my toxic makeup, because why? Just why? But it is what it is. So she was telling me how she gonna be down here, all of this. And I'm like, okay, at this point, the messages are flirty. We already know what's gonna go on. And so when she came down here, when her ex went out of town, the same way I was out of town, girl, stop it. Anyways, yeah, what happened. And when the week was over that she was down here, what happened. And I'm gonna let y'all put what y'all want to put right there. She was supposed to go back home that weekend. They got into it. They broke up. And they haven't been back together since what happened. And so, boom, now my ex is back here in Chattanooga. And it's like, okay, you back here in chat, but that don't mean nothing. After I did that, I had all these feelings over me of confusion and all these thoughts. And I'm like, no, this needs to be slowed down. First of all, you ain't even did nothing for me. You ain't even did this. Like, it ain't just that easy. I'm not the same person. Like, no, hold on, pump your brakes. So I started setting boundaries and having conversations with this person. I'm like really standing on these boundaries now. And this person is not liking the fact that I'm setting these boundaries. And in the midst of our conversations, she shared some truths. I shared some truths. She was telling me some shit about myself that I was like, damn, that is true about myself. And I was telling her shit about herself that's just always been our relationship. And so I think that's how the quote unquote pillow talking shit happened. It was really that I was just expressing what I was going on in my relationship the same way she was expressing what was going on in her relationship and the shit that she didn't like and all that. And, I could have brought all that to the internet. I could have brought all of that over here and just been like, oh, the grass was not greener on the other side. That ain't how, that's not who I've grown to be. It was no competition. It had never been a competition. I was never in competition with nobody. All I wanted was peace, love, joy, happiness. Shit, I'm trying to go kumbaya in the grass somewhere. I'm on a healing journey. And y'all apparently only with me, So I'm like, shit, I done got myself in some shit. But now I got to see it through. You got to see it through, my boy. So it's just like, where is this going to take us? So we having conversations about just like being friends. I'm telling her, like, look, just because you here don't mean that you finna come fuck up what I got going on because your shit done motherfucking went to hell. You know what I'm saying? Where it started. That ain't got nothing to do with me, and you gonna get in where you fit in because I'm a woman. I have standards. I have grown, and I'm not the same LeeLee that you are used to and who you were used to dating. And if you want to date me, that's earned, And so basically, I'm in a situation where both of you need to put in work because I don't want to be in no relationship. I'm not ready to be in no relationship. I'm not here for all that. Do I have love for you? Yes. So that's just where that was, and that's how that went. And over time, a lot of shit ended up happening. A lot of conversations ended up being had. And, you know, I was trying to help people be on their journeys and help people grow. And I realized so much about myself. I realized so much about myself. And I think I just discovered even more about this person. So then we get to where I'm going to Mexico now. And I already had set in my mind in Mexico that I wasn't going to be talking to nobody. My whole mindset going to Mexico was, if you didn't put in on this trip, you're not talking to me while I'm on this trip. Because I feel like I work damn hard. I work hard to do what I have to do for myself, for my children, to provide the life that I want to have, that I'm living. And I just felt like I wasn't getting what I deserved out of life, out of the people that I was allowing into my life. So I wasn't set on talking to no one in Mexico. However, I ended up still answering Facebook messages from my ex, and I communicated with her. We talked, and even while I was in Mexico, she was like, "You should have told me. I'm gonna take you back there. I want to take you on a birthday trip. This, and this." Like, you know, you keep setting it up in these messages, because I noticed how she was texting. Like, you always trying to make it clear that you saying you don't want to be in no relationship, but yet you arguing with me because you're talking about you been here for a month and you only seen me twice. You don't have to see me at all, because you're supposed to be over there doing your work. You're supposed to be working on yourself. You're supposed to be working on evolving. It's not for us to see each other. And I was like, you're not allowed in my energy. You know, like, no. So I was definitely setting clear boundaries, but I had to go through the bullshit in order to get to that. I had to go get in that shit and learn. And yeah, that's how I got to August. And so while I'm in Tulum, y'all, I am having a time. But spiritually, I'm searching within. Spiritually, I'm trying to get answers. Spiritually, I'm just like, I want to know if I need to be done with this, and if I'm finna like, I need God to please. The prayer was, God, please remove anything and anyone who is in my life or trying to enter my life that is not here for my greatest and my highest good, you know? And so that caused me to get stuck in Mexico. And while I was in Mexico, I was even there for my ex, like, trying to console her through her things. Like, it was crazy, y'all. I just feel like if you watch me, then you know my heart. You know when I genuinely care about somebody, I care about them. And I keep using the example when it comes to everybody keep asking me, well, how could you love somebody that embarrass you on the internet? Well, girl, y'all is getting embarrassed without being on the internet, okay? My life is public, and you can say all day that you wouldn't be with somebody after they publicly embarrassed you, but you're not in the public, so you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would never know. And I get it. You want to be like, you was a dummy, bitch. Look, I even said this in my text message right here to her. Like, I was like, either I done met my match, you really my person, or I can officially say in my clearest Monique voice, you's a dummy, bitch, in the mirror to myself. Because what is this? What is this? You know, like, this is what I was asking. And so getting to being stuck in Mexico and like getting into that argument with her when I was like, you keep lying. I'm not worried about who you're with. I'm not worried about if you got bitches or not. I don't care. I could care less, because I'm doing me, you know, and I'm doing me. So, but I did not appreciate the lying, and the lying kept showing me that this is a part of your character. This is who you are. And I did not like that. And it was disappointing. So it was just like, you keep beating around the bush. Just say you talking to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can we even be friends and you can't be honest? It was like giving weird. and I ain't like it. And I was like, oh no, I got to cut this off at the head. So for me, that's why I was keeping things private. And if you watch my vlogs, you know, for months, I kept trying to give y'all hints, like I'm going through it. I'm this, I'm that. And I was going through it in different areas of my life, with my family, with my friends. But that was a major thing that I kind of wanted to be vulnerable about. But I felt like, no, it wasn't time. It wasn't time. And I could say in all of this, you know how like when it came to coming to YouTube 2 years ago, when I exposed my truth then about the breakup, I feel like it's whoever gets to this internet here first, that's who the internet favors. But the truth is always going to be the truth. The truth is going to be my truth. The truth is going to be her truth. We all have our own truths in this. And I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect person. There's some things that if I could go back and I could fix them, I definitely would. However, I fix them now. You know, I'm human. I'm a person. I'm LeeLee. I'm fixing them now. That's what we are on this journey for, to learn and to grow. And it's hard when you're giving somebody genuine love, when you really had genuine love in your heart for them. And I always use the example of like, you know, people being on drugs, and or you married to a person that's addicted to drugs, and the drugs just constantly taking over their life and they taking over their well-being, and you kind of just got to let them go and be free. And you got to understand that that's going to be a process between them and God. You can't fix them. You can't change them. You can't make them be who you want them to be. You can't take the addiction away. You just have to know how to love them, for them through their process, but you can also love them from a distance. And that's what I'm learning here. Like, sometimes these spirits get attached to people because they see the calling that you got over your life. They see what you're doing. They see the path that you on. They see that you're growing. And they know that by using this, it can get to you and break you back down. And I had to go through that, to grow through that, to learn, you know, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm not scared to show that. And yeah, it is what it is. I feel like when it comes to my ex, like it was people coming up to be that's friends of hers, giving information, telling her, like giving her the messages, then gave the girl address away. Like, the people around us really shape our environment, really shape our life, and what we decide to indulge in matters. So I get why everybody was so upset, because they like, dang girl, I had so much faith in you. I had so much love in you. I was here for you. I'm hurting with you. Like, golly, I see it. I see the potential in you. And everybody just wants you to do better. And I think that same grace that I be extending to myself, that same grace that I want from God, is the same grace that I give to people who I love. Whether that be friends, whether that be relationships, whether that be family members, I'm just a person that extends grace. And I kept going to God about it, but I think that spiritually I was blocked, and I kind of just was operating out of my flesh. And, you know, for that, I do apologize. It's like, I can't say sorry because I had to go through it to learn it. But yeah, like how I handled it, I definitely am sorry. And I never have the intention to hurt anybody. Like, I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't even want to hurt the people who hurt me. Hurt people hurt people. Misery loves company. And I'm not miserable. I'm happy. I'm walking in my purpose. I'm doing what God put me on this earth to do. And with that, I just want to follow God's lead. You know, that's it. And I try to show up as LeeLee all the time. I'm me. Yes, I'm godly. Yes, I'm spiritual. Yes, I'm ratchet. Yes, I cuss. It is what it is. You gonna get truthfully who I am at the end of the day. And so when people come and they try to, you know, break your character, they try to paint another picture of who you are. And You just have to let people be people. And I've decided I'm going to let people be people. So that's the end for me. Like, you know, I never got on this platform and said like, "Ooh, I would never talk to my ex again. I'm never doing this. I'm never doing that." I never said that, because I knew if a person came at me the right way, it would be this. And that's why I didn't get in a relationship either, because I knew I still had unfinished business. You know, I felt like I still had unfinished business. But now the unfinished business is with myself. The love that I've tried to give others, the love that and the grace that I've extended to others, I am wholeheartedly extending that to myself. And I pray that God continues to guide me on this journey and walk with me as I walk in my truth and my purpose, and that I continue to set these boundaries and stand on them and stand in them. So y'all stay tuned for another episode of Truthfully. I hope you enjoyed my truth. And yeah,